This video is going to be about how to have a lucid dream. If you're like me in the past where I did a bunch of different things and I used supplements and I took classes on lucid dreaming and I didn't get any results, this video is for you. This is about the no bullshit ways that people can have lucid dreams. So without further ado, let's get to it. Having these experiences, people often think that you have to do something in order to have these experiences, such as like complicated processes or mind games, or be spiritual, such as like cleaning yourself, eating healthy foods, things like that. And if you take a quick look on the internet and you really see these people that are constantly having these experiences, some of these people aren't the most healthy spiritual people in the world. They're not like Buddhist meditators that are sitting there doing something for hours or anything like that. These are just normal average day people. Some of them unhealthy, some of them overweight, some of them obviously not religious or anything like that. And they're having these experiences. So it's not a question of being a religious person or a spiritual person that's making you have these experiences. It's a simple thing. It really is. So let's just cut through the BS here and talk about those things that actually will allow you to have these experiences. And the only way that we can actually do that is we go to the science of these experiences, of what researchers have said about these experiences and the best method. So I'm going to tell you right now the quickest way to have these experiences. This is no bullshit. And so there's only three things that really work throughout all people generally, and that is setting an intention. Setting the intention is absolutely important when having these experiences. That means setting the intention that you want to have the experience. You're willing to have the experience. You're willing to listen to your dreams. And from that, often that's enough. If it's a strong intention, that you're willing to do that, that's often enough to have the experience. Two is perform wake back to bed. So you wake up after a few hours of sleep, get up, do an activity or something like that. It could be about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Sometimes people are shorter than that. For me, I like to stay up for about an hour. And sometimes I actually do physical activity or something like that that really increases my chance. So from studies with Stephen LeBerg and things like and other people, they've noticed, and this Stephen LeBerg did peer-reviewed studies where it's about a 50% chance increase when doing that. So from people that didn't do anything and just performed intention settings and the will to have an out-of-body experience or a lucid dream. I'm combining those together in this video, but for those trying to do lucid dreams, he found that it was about 50% increase from people that didn't do the wake back to bed method. The next method is the mild technique, so mnemonic induced lucid dreaming, which means that you wake up from a dream, and it doesn't have to be a lucid dream, but then you spend some time reviewing the dream and how the dream could have become lucid. So if you were lucid in that dream and then you go back to bed, so it's kind of a combination of the wake back to bed method. You go back to bed with the intention to have a lucid dream while also thinking about the dream that you just had as if it was lucid and what you would have done. So this somehow trains the brain to identify the dream state and that it wants to become lucid, and it kind of puts in a false memory that the last dream was lucid and that it can redo the same experience. And again, it's bringing out the intention and also some key elements of for the brain to notice when it's asleep and how to pick up on those signs that you're actually dreaming and then you become lucid. So some things that I would suggest that people don't do would be to spend a bunch of time reading information and trying to build up all these different tools and everything like that, and it created this complicated process to try to have these experiences because it's only making things more complicated. And the real fact is that people just need to practice something and be consistent with it and really focus on those few things that do work and work for them. And then have the initial one, and then add in additional things if they really desire to do that. So, classes, things like that, those are great and all, but you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a lesson for lucid dreaming to have your first lucid dream. You really just need to focus and spend time and actually put the time in to have a practice for dreaming so that you can have a lucid dream. For myself, if I don't practice these situations and try to have the intent and have the time to take to actually have a lucid dream, then I won't lucid dream. So if my life's too busy, I won't do that. But if I do spend the time and energy focusing on a couple important things, those important tools that I just talked about, then I can actually experience those things. So just some ideas out there for people to use. But additionally, I don't want people going out there and spending tons of time and energy and money trying to do these things when they don't need that. They absolutely don't. But if you decide that you do need a little extra help or something like that, there's obviously courses out there that you can take that can help you, as well as like supplements and things like that that people don't necessarily need to take and spend money on, but it can help them overcome some of those barriers that may present themselves. So, again, just a review, don't do crazy things in order to get lucid dreaming. You just need to follow a couple basic things, and it can really help you improve your chances. Because, like the mile technique or the wake back to bed, and then the mile technique are both very effective, and it shows that in research that they're about 50% more effective each by themselves than doing nothing. So, yeah, those are just some tools that you can use. Hopefully, this video helps some people to kind of focus in and narrow down into what they actually need to do and stop doing all the other bullshit. People just focus on those couple things and it really works out. Trust me, I've done it before. Um, I've also done all the crazy complicated things and it just distracts me from what's actually important. The important thing is actually just practicing, and you'll get there. Sometimes it takes a little patience and work to actually have results. So do that. All right. So if you enjoy this video, you can also find some free guides on the TAILEATER website at taileaters.com and just click on free guides. And there's the guides on how to perform wake back to bed, as well as the MAL technique in the lucid dreaming free guide. And also, you can join us for conversations on the TAILEATER website on the discussion tab, and that brings you to the Facebook group, and you can get involved there. So, until next time, happy dreaming.